Welcome, thinkers and drinkers, to the second installment of our look at the recorded catalogue of Motörhead. Today is Overkill. There are a lot of people that think this is where the story starts. We know better, don't we? Well, we've already discussed On Parole or Motörhead in its various incarnations. But yeah, for a lot of people, this is where the story really starts. The first album, real album, that Lemmy, Fast Eddie Clarke and Filthy Animal Taylor wrote and recorded together, released in 1978. And it is rightly regarded as a classic. There is not a wasted moment from start to finish here. It is raucous, it is in your face, yet they still manage to be melodic. They still manage to write great tunes, hooks. Yes, hooks, they are there. Catchy chorus here and there. Yeah, it's okay. This is legitimate. The opening track, Overkill. Yeah, okay, they played it. It was the last song they ever played live. Featured, I think, in every show since it was first performed back in 1978. And quite rightly so. That insane double bass drum attack, is Lemmy playing chords? Do we ever know what Lemmy played? It just sounds great. And at 5 minutes 12 seconds, almost an epic. Certainly for Motörhead. I mean, come on, Stay Clean, yes. Again, another one was in the set for years, came and went. Again, it's a classic Motörhead song. I Won't Pay Your Price. It's got a really nice, jaunty, catchy riff to it. It's for Motörhead, it's commercial-ish. Probably single potential, although it wasn't released. Again, moving on, I'll Be Your Sister, another great song. Capricorn, okay. I don't know, Class, Damage Case. These are all legendary songs in the band's catalogue. Tear You Down, Metropolis, what have we got? I'm forgetting them. And finally, Limb from Limb, which starts off a bit bluesy. Not... Well, yeah, okay, we've got a couple of albums still to go, but that would slowly disappear. But no, okay, the version I have here is some remastered version. Don't ask me what one really does lose track of these things. With a couple of additional tracks, well, 5 additional tracks. Too Late, I believe, was the single, not released on the album. It was another great song, As Is Like a Nightmare. We then get 2 versions, well, we get one version of Louie Louie, the old standard, which interestingly, when Jerry Braun, owner of Braun's Record, Motörhead's record label, first heard this song, declared it one of the worst things he'd ever heard in his life. Rather reminds me of the film producer, I won't mention his name as I've forgotten it, who, upon seeing the first screening of the Citizen Kane of horror films, the original version of The Wicker Man, declared it one of the 10 worst films he had ever seen. Some people just don't get things, do they? And fair enough, none of us are infallible. However, this is a good take on Louie Louie. I don't care what anyone says. Then you get an instrumental version of Tear Ya Down, which sounds identical to the previous version, just without the vocals. And then what is advertised as an alternate take of Louie Louie. Although what exactly is different between this and the previous take, I'm afraid I can't explain. I'm sure somebody somewhere has written a doctoral thesis about this. Today, that wouldn't surprise me. And I'm sure there is a different somewhere, a different note here, a lingering chord there. I don't know, but they sound pretty much the same to me. But there you have it. Okay, the bonus tracks are nice, that's fine. But it was originally a 10-song album, finishing with Limb from Limb. And as I said, there is not a false note here. This is, if On Parole was not necessarily indicative of what was to come, this very much is. This is Motörhead we know and love. The ball is now rolling. and it will continue to roll for many years to come. But yeah, it's rightly held as a classic, as is this lineup, although, as we may see, perhaps opinions will differ on that, but absolutely no complaints about Overkill whatsoever. Listening to it today, it's not as heavy as obviously as their later material. Probably at the time it was as heavy as anything going around. Now, I have to be honest here that when it, from my personal collection, or what is it with the music that I listen to in the rock sense, Motörhead is probably as heavy as I got. I kind of like the first 3, maybe 4 Metallica albums. Maybe a Slayer album here. Maybe not. No, Rain and Blood I did enjoy when I was younger. But I never got into thrash. I have got no idea what is death metal, black metal, new metal, avant-garde Welsh gay metal, although that one may actually not exist. Yeah, not my wheelhouse, not my cup of tea. So Motörhead was, and probably still is as heavy as I get. And for years I did them a great disservice, although I've always liked them and listened to them. And since, I don't know, what was the first album I bought when it was new? Probably Rock and Roll. Not a great start, but anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah, I've been buying their releases since then, as soon as I could. I've always kind of looked at them as the Oliver Mellers of my music collection. For those who don't get the reference, you perhaps need to read Lady Chatterley's Lover. The point being, I suppose I looked at them as the bit of rough amongst the more sophisticated music that I was listening to at the same time. That's unfair. This may be fairly basic in places, simple song constructions. This is not prog, no way. It's in your face, it's aggressive, but it's damn good fun, and they know how to write good songs. This stands up as well as, I don't know, since the day it was released, I'm assuming. Yeah, okay, they would go on to become a bit heavier, I suppose. Certainly they have better produced albums down the years. But no, absolutely nothing negative to say about this at all. It's a classic, and rightly so. If you haven't heard it, or you haven't heard it today, it's pretty short. Put it on, turn it up, annoy the neighbors. That's what it's there for. Well, there you go. We'll be back soon. And if my memory serves me, it is Bomber up next. But let's not spoil the surprise, shall we? So, okay, if you have any thoughts, comments, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, ring some bell, I don't know. There's all sorts of things apparently you can do, none of which cost you money and none of which causes you physical or psychological distress or discomfort. So, until next time, I thank you for your indulgence and machonkia.